It
There we
says
go.
we're live.
We are live. We are live.
We
But
finally made it.
we finally made it.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kitty, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over all these sides. Wherever side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York.
You know I had to do that. You know I had to do that.
I love it. It's a great song.
It is. Jason Smorol, how are you?
I am super awesome, Skip Clark. How are you doing, my friend?
I am super awesome, my friend. As awesome can be, I guess.
That is, hey,
Yeah. I've
it's
had a lot of people saying, "Hey, have you seen Jason? Have you talked to Jason?" And then I get a text from you saying, "Hey, dude, I want to go on the podcast and let's talk about what's going on a little bit." So it was all good timing on your part. So
yeah, it worked out. We've been doing a lot of different ones and getting the word out there. And I hadn't been on. It was right before this whole thing went down. I was the last time I was on. Skip Happens. Probably a couple of weeks before it really got, I don't know, crazy.
Yeah,
but it's good to be back. It's good to get the word out, and good to see some Mets fans and some Skip Clark fans, and it's
more
have a little fun.
It's more Jason Smorol fans. I got to tell you, it's pretty cool.
You, Zach, Nancy,
he has not.
Your dog, I don't know.
Zach has not been talking about this since he found out you're going to come on. I came home from work. He goes, Zach is all excited. I guarantee he's upstairs right now and he's got it on the computer. So,
that's awesome.
He'll probably come down to say hello. So,
I hope so.
You know what the big question is?
What's the big question?
Are we going to have baseball?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I think you have to think about it. That's Sanders, the dog. Hello, Sanders.
All right.
He'll be barking. It's up to Major League Baseball. So that's, minor leagues are a subset of the majors. So obviously their focus is the major leagues. They got to get the major leagues going. If and when they get the major leagues going, then they'll consider the minor leagues. So it's out of our hands. We have nothing to do with it. If Major League Baseball says we're having a minor league season, we're having a minor league season. As long as everybody else says we're having a minor league season. And if Major League Baseball says we're just going to do Major League Baseball, then we're just going to do Major League Baseball. So we're like everybody else. We are in a wait and see mode, and there's a lot of plans and a lot of proposals out there, but I don't think they've been able to figure one out yet. It's a tricky little number.
Yeah, so they're really not telling you anything. As the general manager, you're pretty much just on hold. I mean, nobody's really saying anything at this point until other things get worked out from the top.
Yeah, I think that they have to figure out the major league season, and I think they just know that there's no need to talk about it because we understand that the major leagues is the focus, and they got to get them rolling, and then if they think it's important to have their players, because they have to have, players, and players have to be ready. But is it better to have them, at spring training complexes and ready to go? How big are the rosters going to be? We just don't know those things, and just add more layers. It's if you're going to bring, players to 30 AAA teams and 160 if you do the whole minor leagues all over the entire country, it gets hard to manage.
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy. I can imagine. It's got to be nuts.
Because it's not normal times. It's not like we're just talking like there was a hurricane or something like that. There's right. Different levels. States are at different locations. Counties are in different locations within the same states. There's nothing normal these days, brother.
No, nothing normal. Absolutely right with that. Have you been keeping track? Have you been reading about a lot of the proposals that have been put in front of the players? Have you been reading some of that where they're saying like no mascot, no, only so many players on the bench, and if they do move forward with this, which me personally, I'm sure you know a lot more than I know about baseball. I love the sport, but you're more into it. But it seems to me that they're throwing a lot at these players, and I can't see it moving ahead, to be honest with you. So.
I really am not paying attention to it when they have a plan, mm-hmm. and they tell us what the plan is when our job is just to keep getting ready, keep planning, keep preparing for, if we, for us, I keep saying it, it's a
Mhm.
long rain delay.
Mhm.
And we're just waiting and seeing. And when they tell us we can play, we'll go play. And when they tell us we can play, we'll find out, what we have to do for the players. We'll find out as we work with the county and the CDC and the state, what we have to do to open up and all that stuff. And until that point, it's out of our control.
Crazy. Yeah.
So we take a very Zen philosophy and we just do a lot of meditation and we say it's out of our control. We relax and we enjoy life and the positive things that are in our life and
I love it.
and go about our life and work our way through this coronavirus. And when they say play ball, we'll play ball.
Exactly. Now, are you in the office every day, or are you pretty much just working from home, so to speak, like everybody else?
We're working from home. It was so funny. I don't know if it's funny is the word, but you got to
Yeah.
think March 3rd. I think it was March 3rd. We had the open house.
Yep.
And
March 7th.
it was March 7th. So that first Saturday of March. And it was, just the beginning, really the beginnings of the coronavirus. And I remember, at the event, people were kind of fist bumping and kind of making some jokes. They didn't know what to say. Nobody's wearing masks or anything. And I remember getting done with the open house, and we have a disinfecting machine at the stadium for the locker room. I call it the MRSA machine because it's so the players don't get the MRSA.
Yep.
And I MRSA'd the whole stadium, and we wiped everything down, and then it just started steamrolling from there. And we had the staff go home. March 13th was the last day for the staff working at the stadium. We kept a very small staff at the stadium, myself, Frank, Clint, John Stewart, because we have good technology. The Mets have us set up so we're all are able to work from home.
Right.
And then March 20th, the governor shut it down. I knew that I was going to send the wife and kids to camp. Once school got shut down, I was planning on staying at Syracuse and staying at the stadium.
Mhm.
Once they shut it down, I said, "Hey, kids, I'm going with you." So we packed up the dogs and the family, and we came to camp. We have the internet up here. We're able to do work from home. We're able to do school from home.
Nice.
My wife's working from home. And again, we're just doing what we can do and living, striving, and surviving and making our way through the new normal of the crazy coronavirus.
It is. It's crazy. I mean, doing what I do and doing what you do, and I think doing what everybody does. It's a whole different. It's a whole different ball game. No pun intended, but it is. It's a whole different ball game right now. And if you want to, if anybody's watching this, you want to put a question up on Facebook, I can see them, and I know I have one here. Has the shutdown helped the construction timeline? The
Uh,
thing scheduled for next year getting completed this year since no games.
well, we don't know that there's no games. So again, you can't make any assumptions. So the county has been doing a fantastic job. We would have been ready for opening day because of the shutdown. It gave them a little, gave them a little bit more time to kind of finish phase one. So
Mhm.
phase two is on track, and phase two will get started here pretty soon, and we'll be ready for 2020. I don't know that it's speeding it up or slowing it down because we still don't know if we're going to play or not going to play baseball.
Good. I got you. How about, is the money for the stadium improvements secured?
As far as I know, construction's going on.
I'm just, these are questions that were sent to me. So I
Right.
just thought I'd ask them, and you do the best you can.
Yeah, they're doing construction's going on. Again, the county has been great. As far as I know, the money is secured. It was secured when they announced the project.
Right. That's what I figured. All right.
Yeah.
Will the Mets invite TV cameras in to show what has been completed, like SU has done? Do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, there's been cameras in there. It's not like we're not inviting cameras. Channel 3, Nico Tamurian has done stories. Matt Hosworth has done stories. Mario from News Channel 9 has done stories. Lindsey Kramer has been in there and posted photographs of this stuff. So there's a lot of
Yeah, there's been a
stuff
lot.
going on. We're not hiding from anybody. I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures of Syracuse University, their construction, other than outside the dome. So
No, exactly.
I don't know. So it's not like we're not letting people in. There's been media in there. There are photos taken. There's been numerous stories by News Channel 9, CNY Central,
Oh,
Channel 5, Channel 3, Nico, everybody. So I think there's a lot of information out there.
mhm. Hey, it says here, with little revenue coming in, what marketing ideas do the Mets have to reach the public? That's a question for Katie, then, I would assume, or somebody, right?
We've been pretty active, so we're not in revenue mode. The only way we make revenue is to play baseball games. So
Mhm.
what we have done, and we started right from the beginning, is direct contact. So we only have a couple of ways to do it. It's direct contact and social media. We put a big billboard up. We said flatten the curve. We wanted to be part of the county's help. On our marquee, we were working with the county to make sure we had the right messaging up in our marquee.
Mhm.
And then what we did is we went to work. So that's what everyone's been doing from home, is calling season ticket holders, calling our groups, calling our sponsors, calling our vendors, staying in touch with them, doing community engagement. So for a good example is talking to the rescue mission and finding out what they're going through this, and how the thrift stores have been shut down, and that's a major source of revenue for them, but they still have to serve 300 meals a day and have 150 guests a night stay at the rescue mission. And then Hoffman hot dogs, they talking to them, and it came up that they had 300 pounds of hot dogs they wanted to donate. They asked us if we knew if anybody wanted them. I said the rescue mission would love to have them. So we just kind of made those connections and helped, just try to help out the community a little bit. So we've been doing that. We did a bunch of meals with our partners for the frontline workers, the nurses, and people working at the hospitals. So we worked with the county. Again, we found out how things were going right when it was real heavy, where the need was, who was coordinating those things. We talked to our partner hospitals, Crouse, Upstate, St. Joe's,
Mhm.
the county. We worked with our partners at the stadium, Twin Trees, Core Life, HopSpot, Allen Angus, Coca-Cola, Dunkin' Donuts. And we set up and fed through the Mets Foundation 450 healthcare workers. And St. Joe's wanted to, they said, everybody forgets about the third shift. Can you bring something at 11:30 at night? So we called Twin Trees, and they went and they said, all right, we're closed, but we'll open up and we'll make 100 pizzas or whatever it was.
Right.
And Clint and Katie from our office picked them up, made the delivery at 11:30 at night. And so we've just been directly working with our partners, directly working with the community, trying to make the best of the situation, talking to people. We've had great conversations with our season ticket holders, and our vendors and our partners and our sponsors and our suite holders and our groups, and just staying in touch with them. And they've been great to us. They understand that we don't know anything, and when we know something, we'll stay in touch with them. But people have been very appreciative of all the communication that we've been doing. And then Danny Tripodi has been killing it on the Facebook. So we have been, and Twitter and Instagram, we have been so active on the social media. We're getting great engagement numbers like we always have. And so I think we've been pretty busy.
Oh, by the way, Dee Perkins says she loves the beard.
The Corona beard, it's very strange. I'm trying to get, so I have this odd color combination. It looks like I have huge mutton chops, but I have color and then gray. So I don't know if I need some Just for Men to darken up the lower portion of it.
How'd you get a haircut?
I do this myself. This is all me.
See, this is one time where maybe being bald is not such a bad thing. Not that it ever really is.
I tend to think that it's beautiful all the time, 24/7. Skip Clark.
I love it. I love it. Kim LaCastro says hello. Let's see here. Danny. Dee Perkins giving a shout out to Danny as well. I have another question. What is the story with the season ticket holders and the Flexbook holders?
I don't know. What is the story with the season ticket holders and the Flexbook holders?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's just a question.
If there's season ticket holders that haven't been contacted, I'd be surprised about that. There's a woman, season ticket holder, because I made a comment on Lindsey Kramer did a story on us a little while ago, and it was in the paper, and I told everybody how we're staying in touch with season ticket holders. So she put a comment in there that no one's called me. So I replied. I said, "Oh, we'll call you." So I checked, and and I got her number, and I called her personally, and I checked with Will Camiso, and we had called and left messages 3 times and sent some emails, and it just for whatever reason she never got them. So that when I called, I explained it to her, and she was like, "Oh, we don't get all of our messages all the time," and again, and what we're telling the season ticket holders, we're telling the flex plan holders is we've got to wait and see what happens. But at the end of the day, we're going to do the right thing and take care of you, and that's we'll find out what that is. And most of the season ticket holders, about 90% of them so far, according to Will Camiso, said, all right, we've already paid for our season tickets, so just keep the money and we'll have our season tickets next year. So at the end of the day, you're either going to give a credit to next year for whatever part of the season gets missed or we play. And if we don't play and you really want your money back, we'll give you a refund. It's pretty simple, but we have to wait until there is a definitive answer on the season.
Exactly. I got to say one thing, Jason, your team has been very, very good about, at least with us, we're a season ticket holder as well, getting that phone call. I know whether it's Will or somebody else in the office, they've been very, very good about getting a hold of us and telling us what's going on.
The thing is, a lot of people that are flex plan holders call themselves season ticket holders. So if we only had 10 games, then you would be a season ticket holder. But so I'm not going to guarantee we've called all the flex plan holders because some people just come up and buy them and we don't have everyone's phone number. But I assume that on the flex plans, that if we don't play this year, you'll be able to use those for next year. And if you really wanted a refund, you get a refund. If you bought a ticket for opening day, it's like a rain out. You get that ticket for 12 months. You could use it next year. So individual tickets might be a little bit different. We're talking to the groups. Some groups have said, most of our groups have parties every year. They come back every year.
Yes.
So a lot of them are saying, keep the deposit. Let's book it once you get the new schedule. Or you know what, this is our business and we need the money. We get a refund. So when something's definitive, then we'll work with them on the refunds.
I think if and when this all opens up, whether it's this year or maybe into the next season, I think it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be, you're going to have a packed stadium. It's just people are looking to get out and get back at it. It's going to be wild.
I mean, think about it, Skip. I mean, we had an amazing season last year and we were killing it in this off season. So even more, we had the largest increase of attendance of anybody in the minor leagues that didn't have a brand new stadium. Las Vegas with their new stadium went bananas, but we had the same old stadium. All we had was the Mets. We did the same old stuff, and we had 50,000 more people. We had 327,000 people. We're about 30,000 people less than the men's basketball season. We were a good weekend away of being the #1 attended sport event in the city of Syracuse. So I'm super proud of that and super proud of the staff. And we were doing even better. Season tickets were killing it. Flex fans were killing it. Sponsorship was killing it. Groups was killing it. Merchandise was killing it. And then the stupid coronavirus hits us. So it's the only thing that can stop us is the coronavirus. The Mets are on a roll. Let's go. We need to play baseball this year. Maybe we play next year. Whatever we do, we're going to keep doing what we're doing because the staff is so great and we just do a great job and they do a great job and put on a good show. People seem to like it.
I think maybe a lot of the viewers here tonight and a lot of people in general are just thinking that maybe, some people know what's going on and nobody's saying anything. But the truth is
nobody knows what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. The fact is nobody really knows because you're not being told anything. You're saying stay home till further notice, work from home. That's it. They're not more than that. So, and
that's go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just think. I think a lot of people, or maybe a lot of fans, and you being the GM, they expect to, Jason's not telling us what's going on. We have no idea. Well, the truth is, you don't know what's going on, and you're not just going to get on and talk about nothing. When you have something to say, you'll be there. You'll be in the media. We'll get you on the radio. We'll get you on the television, and you'll be able to tell everybody what's going on. So.
Nothing's going on. So, and that's what the message that we've had. And it's interesting because another thing that we're doing is, Rene Rivera has been playing virtual baseball and MLB The Show for the Syracuse Mets. So they want the league wanted to start this. The International League wanted to do it on Twitch and then replay it on Facebook. So we said, hey, let's get somebody to play for us. We know Rene was a big video game guy, so we called him up. He's like, sure, I'll play, which is great. We're the only one with a player playing against all these guys in the front office. He's undefeated. It's a lot of fun listening to Michael Tricarico announced the games, talked, interact with Renee. I talked to Renee today. Guess who else doesn't know what's going on? Renee. So, he and I were having a conversation,
Yep.
and we're just guessing. And when we find out more, we find out more.
Exactly right when you said that, because obviously, that we stay in contact with some of the players, some of the other fans do as well. But the players we keep in contact with just the last couple of days, I talked to Adrian, for example. It was they're not telling us anything. I don't know. We're just home. They check in on us every day to make sure that we're healthy. That's it.
And I don't. It's not like a grand scheme. They just don't know yet.
Right. Exactly.
This is uncharted waters. This is brand new.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. So, but it's going to go in the right direction. It's just not going to happen that quick.
It might not be on people's timelines. And at the end of the day, you got to think of everybody's safety, and you got to think about everything. You got to balance everything, and it's not easy, and I wouldn't want to be the guy or the woman that has to make that final decision. And
right,
because it's a lot. It's a big decision. You're putting, there's a lot of different elements that go into this. It's not that easy.
Yeah, and if anything, I think when it comes to entertainment and sports, all that's in phase 4, so that's still down the road a little bit. So
the earliest that we could even open is in July, because we're in phase 4.
Right.
That's if everything goes right, and that's if the county and the state and everybody says yes. And then what does that mean? They're not letting 10,000 people in that stadium.
No.
So we don't know what that means. So
I have weddings booked, so it's the same thing where how is this going to work? And I still have one booked for July. So how is that's 250 people? How is it going to work?
You better have a place big enough for 600 people so that you can fit 250 in there.
No, exactly, because the capacity is going to be cut back.
Everyone's wearing masks. Nobody can dance. Can't touch each other. It's like a high school dance. The boys on one side, the girls on the other.
Well, for a wedding favor, you could give out masks with the dates on it. I'm just being a little creative and having a little fun with something that's serious. But hey, Frank Santero says hello. Of course.
Oh, Frank's great. Frank's the horse. Frank's does everything. Frank did the delivery for the. I said, Frank, because there was a mishap. The rescue mission couldn't get the hot dogs, and Hoffman couldn't deliver them. So I called Frank. I said, Frank, you want to go get 30 boxes of hot dogs? He's like, sure. I got nothing to do.
We could have all done that and be like, hey, something to do. Let's go do it. And let's see. Oh, birthday girl Regina. Actually, she sits down in front with Nance and Zach. She says, Jason, we trust you will make it right, and we'll see baseball at NBT Bank Stadium again. So there, she is so correct. And we know you're going to make it right, and you're going to do whatever you have to do to make it right for the fans. That's the type
100%. And that's not even just me. That's the Mets. It's from top down. The Mets have been fantastic. Mr. Wilpon has been great about communicating. We have company-wide Zooms. They bring Pete Alonso on. They keep us in touch with what's going on as much as they can. And when Mr. Wilpon first came in, he said, we're the New York Mets, but at the end of the day, we're a family business. Mm-hmm. And it's always treated everybody kind of like that. So we're really lucky. You got to think about this. We're really lucky that the New York Mets own the community baseball club, because the community baseball club of Central New York might not have lived through this. But we have the wherewithal of the New York Mets behind us that are going to make sure that baseball stays strong in Syracuse.
Yes, absolutely. And Dom Leo is on here. First of all, says hello. We got to love Dom.
The official score. I already disagree with whatever you just scored, Dom. I disagree.
He says, and it says, I heard through a contact, if and when MLB starts, 30-player roster, 20-player taxi.
No. Stop. We're not spreading any rumors. You could spread your theories on Facebook. Skip, you and I are not getting into the details here. We don't know. We don't know.
I don't know. That's a rumor. You're right. It's all hearsay. So
it's hearsay. We don't know. When they make the announcement, I'm not sports talk radio.
I'm just slammed his computer shut. Just like that's typical. And let's see here. Somebody else says you treat the fans very well, and we are all, and they put it in capital uppercase, all family. So that's cool, man. To hear
100%.
that fans, yeah, that is really, really
It's
cool.
really been, because we have our staff meeting every week. We do a Zoom call. We'll have it on Friday.
Mhm.
And you talk to Will and Bill Ryan and Phoebe and Katie and the gang, and they're enjoying these conversations. And they said let's just reach out, let's just talk to our guests, our family, our friends, and just say hello, because when this thing first started, it was so crazy. I said they're going to want to talk to somebody, and it's somebody different than their uncle or their grandfather or whoever's living with them. And that interpersonal communication is important to stay in it. So the kids have been great, the staff's been great, and it's been an interesting. I mean, we would be knee deep in baseball right now. We would have played 14 games in April, a horrible April. It would have been a horrible spring to actually play baseball. I don't think we had a game today, this gorgeous day. Next Thursday, we'd have a game. I'm sure it'll rain. And it's just, that's what it is.
Well, Dom Leo says he gets no respect from you. LOL.
He's the best, because I only disagree with him because he's honest and does the right call, where I'm a homer and I always want him to give a hit to our hitters and an error to their fielders. And he doesn't understand that. He has principles and integrity and is an actually good official scorer. And I think he should be a homer, and our guys should all hit 1,000.
I love it. While we have you, Jason, for those that don't know, I know the work has been going on for quite some time now. We got a good preview of that at the open house, but maybe go over about everything that's been going on with the rebuild of the stadium and the improvements and what have you.
Sure. So phase 1 was new seats, new lights, move the fences in, move the bullpens out to the outfield, some signage, painting all the steel, and then some stuff behind the scenes. And that is, in all intents and purposes, done. They had a couple of lights to put back up at the end. They've already had the lights on, testing them, aiming them. The bullpens are where they are in the outfield. We're just waiting now for the outfield wall pads. We had extra time, so we're waiting for the outfield wall pads to get put up. The fences have been moved in. Mm-hmm. All the lower bowl seats are in. The upper benches are in. John Stewart says they look fantastic. Will Camiso says it looks great. Will's out there verifying the numbers are correct to the seating manifest, so we make sure all the seats are right in the computer. A little bit, they still have to put the berms in. We knew those weren't going to be done for opening day, but the artificial berms are just getting finalized right now. And the painting was they were done with 95. They challenged KSP painting to be done with 95% of the painting by December 17th, and they met that goal. So there's just a little bit of touch up that they could be done with it. There's just a little bit of spots they had to get. So they're right on. I can't say what a great job the county did. Archie Wixon, facilities, managing that project, staying in communication with us. CNS Companies is a local general contractor, construction manager that led the project as well, and using other local companies like Bruce Electric, fantastic union electricians that put the lights up. Ephesus Lighting. Anthony's just waiting for the test, so Anthony's going to learn how to use the lights. The lights are going to be fantastic. I think he's going to be able to control them from his phone
and change the colors.
So it's going to be awesome.
That's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Just hope he doesn't do it during the middle of a game.
I think there's probably some codes you have to put in, and
I'm sure. What about the behind home plate? You're going to do some high tops or seating back there? What was that?
Yep, those are we just the concrete work is done, and so there's 3 sections in the 200 level directly behind the plate that have 4 top seating, which are half moon tables that have 4 swivel chairs at each one, and then there's a drink rail in front with individual chairs and a couple of 2 tops are in there, and there's some handicap accessible seating in the last. So that's going to be a really nice section. We had tables sold for opening day. The drink rails all the way down on the on the third base line are going to be a nice place to hang out, and all that stuff is in preparation for phase two, which is renovation of the Hank Sauer room, renovation, basically taking down and rebuilding the deck area, a long bar concept over in left field, renovating all the suites, doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, the boiler and the stuff the air conditioning and the heating and some cameras and stuff like that. All that'll get done in time for the 2021.
Do you think it would be possible maybe to maybe post some pictures or have some of your team put some pictures up on the website of the construction? I'm reading somebody's asking a question.
Sure. Yeah, it's really up to it's the county's project. So the county's been doing that, and I don't think people just seem to go to the stadium and take pictures and put them on the internet. So it's a green seat.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
I know.
I think my assumption is, like most construction projects, you want to have that big unveil. I think that most of those things, there's little pictures here and there, but you want to unveil it when it's time to really see it.
It's like a bar rescue. They take everything outside and say, okay, on the count of three, turn around, and there it is. It's like, oh,
yeah,
it's crazy. Jason, you've been doing a great job, and really appreciate all that you do for the community and all you do for the ball team, and glad to call you a friend. I do have a question on my part. When is the new sound system?
When's the new what?
Sound system.
That's phase two.
So not until next year, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have one more year of the blaring speaker.
I know. I feel sorry for whoever's playing center field. When we come on, whether it's Nick or myself, and we make an announcement, I said that's got to be like just so loud out.
A couple of years ago, Darren Mastriani
Darren
came up to me. He said, "Jason, why is it so loud at historic NBT Bank Stadium?" And I said, "Well, is there anybody else like louder than us? Is there He goes, "There is no second place. It's NBT Bank Stadium, and everybody else is normal." He goes, "It is like deafening out there." He was so angry.
Yeah.
Danny Espinosa really enjoyed it too.
Oh, I bet. And knowing Danny, he probably broke a bat over it or something. Just knowing Danny. So that's all. So what else? No, I think that's pretty much it. But it's good to see you, and thank you for the information, and thank you for answering the questions to the best of your ability. I get it. I want other people to realize that you don't know any more than we know at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's been good. There's been a lot of information out there. Nico's been fantastic covering it. Tomorrow, Kathleen and Katie are going to meet Dunkin' Donuts people at the testing site, the triage unit. There's 80 people there doing testing. So Dunkin' Donuts is going to bring them donuts and coffee and give them extra pounds of coffee so they can make their own coffee. Then we're going to go over to the county health inspectors, and we're going to give them donuts and coffee, and everyone's going to get Syracuse Mets hats. So what we're doing is staying in touch, helping the community, building bridges between groups like Dunkin' Donuts, who have been so amazing, and giving donations of coffee and donuts and different things to healthcare workers and police and firefighters and grocery store workers. And they are calling us because they're good partners, and they're saying, "Do you know anybody else?" And we make a call to the county, and the county says, "Hey, we just ramped up testing. We'd love to have them come over here." So Dunkin' Donuts will be there tomorrow morning making that happen. There seems to be a sense from whoever's texting or emailing that we are hiding in the lurches. We have been out front, in center, in the community,
right.
Working with the people that need it, talking to our constituents, working with the county, being in the media. We're doing, I think, a great job. The staff has been fantastic. The Mets have been great. And we're just going to wait and see how it all comes out in the wash. And hopefully one of these days we know we'll be back, and we'll be back better than ever.
I couldn't agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. And you have a lot of patience because people are people.
We've been on I've done Dan Conley. That's why I called you. Because Dan Conley, I did a Zoom meeting with him, and he has like a Facebook Live thing, and I've done one with Anthony Marone. And obviously, we've done the normal news stuff. So I was like, hey, we can't forget our boy Skip, because
You're
you've
awesome.
got a good ear to our fans. So we wanted to make sure we get out there and keep getting the message out.
Well, we love our fans. We love you.
Yes, we do.
And
we love you.
Yeah, we thank you for what you're doing, and we look forward to baseball. And are you writing your speech now for when it does start? Because that's got to be a hell of a speech. You're good.
I've got it. Welcome to a beautiful day for baseball in Central New York. I got the shtick down pat.
You know, it's funny.
You ready to be amazed? It's the greatest show on dirt. You know the lines. You got it.
I know the line, and I remember there was one day early on when I was up in the press box, and Nick had the day off or night off, and I go, "Hey fans, it's a beautiful day for baseball, and let's send it down to the field to Chiefs, or well, I think it was the Chiefs at the time, Chief General Manager Jason Smorol." And you go, "That's my line." Or you said, and Anthony goes, "You just messed him all up."
and won't it? And sometimes that line is funny because I love saying it when it's overcast or we know it's going to rain on us or it's snowing. But won't it? And someday it's an actual beautiful day for baseball. But won't it be a beautiful day for baseball when we open up and we're able to play ball again at historic NBT Bank Stadium?
And we're going to do it soon. Jason, you're awesome. I'm going to let you go, my friend. Enjoy wherever you are.
I'm in the dark. I'm like in a cave. I'm trying to get by the light as much as possible so you can still see me. I'm so dark in here. Look, I can just disappear.
Back up, come forward. There you go. It's funny. It's like I'm watching this horror movie now. All I see is his face. Wait till you see this when it plays back. It'll all be up. It's pretty funny, actually. Jason, you're the best. Jason Smorol, our Syracuse Mets general manager. Thank you for taking the time to join me in the pod zone. I call it the pod zone because you said that one day and I went, I'm going to start calling this the pod zone. So
I love it.
And we'll get you back in here in person down the road here in a little bit. And we
believe it.
Baseball. Jason, you're the best. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark, and hopefully it's going to be sooner rather than later. So
thank you, Skip.
Thank you. There he is. It's oh, wait a minute. I gotta leave on this note. Hang on, because I love this. I gotta do this. Hang on. Here it comes.
The Mets. Meet the Mets.
D. Perkins is loving it.
I know. She's probably there. We'll find out in a minute.
Bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really sucking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of Blue.
There it is. All right, Syracuse proud. It's Jason Smorol. Jason, again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to let you go right now. All right, brother. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you, my friend.
See you, my friend.